prawns. All sorts
Oh,
of
wow,
stuff.
all that
I know,
good
I'm a big
stuff.
fan of that restaurant.
Yeah, me too.
They got a little they don't advertise it as much, but they got a really nice little bakery out at the front. So you have to walk through that to get to the restaurant.
It's open in the morning too, like the bakery.
You
So
get
like
macarons and all sorts of stuff.
A
It's
croissant.
fantastic. Yeah. There's an equally awesome Italian bakery in town. If you go down and take a left, it's just like essentially diagonal across the block. Love that place.
But the French restaurant's just a couple doors over? Or?
Yeah, yeah. It's right next to the Irish pub, I think.
Okay, excellent.
There's 2 Irish pubs now. All fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You guys really tried to send him a half an hour away to a place that's only good for breakfast. I see how it is.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah, that's...
So I'll get there, it's closed.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
There's also a place just kitty corner to the convention center, which is the Southern Market, which is a nice place to take visitors because it has a wide variety of different cuisines. You can get pizza, you can get Reuben sandwiches, you could get shawarma.
How late is that open? Do anybody know?
Close
Just till 3. Oh, shoot.
6 to 3 tomorrow as well.
6 a.m.? Oh, today.
Now, are we talking the Central Market or the Southern Market? They're 2 different things.
There's a farmer's market that didn't open till like 11 today. I don't know. What was that?
There's the Central Market, which is actually a farmer's market, and there's the Southern Market, which has lots of
And
different restaurants.
is the
and
Central
things.
Market the big one, or is the Central Market the big one?
Central's the big one. Southern is like a food hall.
And that one's open early, the Southern?
Central.
Central. Okay, I'll remember for tomorrow. All right, cool.
Lancaster is
play?
one of those old-style Pennsylvania towns where they still have, because of the way Pennsylvania traffic laws work, they actually have to put up no turn on left for reds. Well, tell you what, guys, there's no sense in holding back. We can get some introductions out of the way early. So,
Wow.
you want streak whenever you're ready.
This was a triumph.
Oh, yeah, just restart the whole thing. Why don't we?
Proudly presents Selfie Square.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Max with the band of Battleships, and this is Selfie Squares. I hope you're all excited. Has anyone been here before? Have you been to Selfie Squares before? Raise your hand.
Wow.
A couple of you,
Few
so
of
not
them.
as nearly as many proportionately as I would have expected. Well, for those of you unfamiliar with Selfie Squares, it's basically just Hollywood squares without a trademark infringement. So yay me.
Yeah, you.
Applause. Applause.
There you go.
Innovation, originality, design. We have an exciting time lined up for you and some fabulous guests who you have to pit yourselves against. Are you all ready to play? I hope so.
Or with.
With. No, they're definitely versing you guys.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right, bring up the board. Let's introduce our guests for this round of Selfie Squares. So, there's at least some familiar faces, but we also have someone completely new to the game, so bear with us as we go through here and introduce all of them, starting from my left, at least.
Stage right?
Stage right, yeah, stage right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back, Mike Tartaglia from Setsukan.
Hello. I'm on a quest to get a multiple choice question this year for the first time ever.
It's never going to happen. It's against the rules. Little known rule of Selfie Squares is that Mike Tartaglia, the most featured guest in the history of this game show, is not allowed to have a multiple choice question. Never. It's never going to happen, Mike. I'm sorry
B is the
to
correct
say.
choice, though.
B.
Next up, we have Lex Lane, who is joining us for the first time ever.
Yes. Ooh, I like that.
I know these people in particular are really excited because they were
Yes.
angry you weren't at your table to sign autographs during our game show. I'm sorry, guys, but you do get him now for a game show.
That's right.
And then next, we also have Greg Cox.
Woo!
Greg Cox has actually been on this game show before, I think 2 years ago, the last time you were at Setsukan. I'm sorry, Zenkaikon, not Setsukan.
Wait, what do you Google? Just mixing up the words?
Yes, the con and con. At least it's spelled differently for Zenkaikon. So, Greg, do you have anything new and exciting coming up from your writing career?
Why, yes, I had a new Star Trek novel come out this July. I have another new Star Trek novel coming out in November, which I actually delivered on Monday this week. So I am free and clear this whole weekend to celebrate. And I have a big, giant 120,000-word vampire novel, Hungry as the Grave, coming out from the new Weird Tales imprint in 2026, and I'm getting back to work on revisions on that next Monday. So this weekend I am between Star Trek and vampires,
Oh,
and I'm all
fantastic.
yours. So,
Yeah.
Both
Nice.
Lex and Greg you can find down in the exhibit hall at their tables later in the day. Mike may or may not be at the Setsucon table. We'll see how that rolls out for him.
Usually there.
So, for those of you who may be unfamiliar with the background game show that this is based on, here's how it's going to work. We pick two of you guys at a time. You come out over here. You'll be able to see the game board and our guests, celebrity guests at the same time. And what's going to happen is we will pitch questions to them based off of your choice. You're going to pick a spot up on the game board, and we're just playing tic-tac-toe. You pick a spot, we go to that guest, we pitch them a question.
Oh, nice.
And then all you have to do, all the brain power is concentrated up on stage. You don't have to do anything but decide whether you agree with our guest or disagree. It's binary choice, very simple. Look me in the eyes, say, I understand. Okay, it's very simple. You don't have to think of anything else. All the genius will be coming from up on stage. So who would like to play Selfie Squares?
There you go. Woo.
I like the enthusiasm, but not a single hand was raised in that row.
Looks
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you guys all excited to play?
Woo.
Excellent. Who wants to play? Raise your hand. All right, I see how it is. We're back in 8th grade right now. You, and let's go with you. Yes, you in the front row. Come on over. We're going to situate you in this row. That way we're all in the same place. Have a seat. Now you're good where you are. And now let's introduce our players. Player number 1. What's your name?
Real one or online one?
Jeez.
Mouthful.
You know, let's just go.
It is that time, isn't it? Give me your Discord handle.
Opharia.
Olfaria.
Yes.
Okay. And how about you, player number 2?
My name's Dustin.
All right, that's much easier and straightforward. So we have Alvaria and Dustin. You will be the first of our players. Wave hi to the guest celebrities. So normally, I would flip a coin, but I don't think I brought a coin with me. So we're just going to say player number 1. We're going to be starting with you. You get to decide whether you are X or O. What are you going to do?
I'll go with X.
X, all right. And every time it's your turn, you're going to tell me a space, and that's going to be column 1, column 2, column 3, left. Sorry, actually, let's do it this way. Let's say left, right, center, and the name of the guest that you want to go against, okay? So where would you like to start?
Let's go with Lex Center.
Lex in the center, going right for the middle. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Lex, the question. Peter Beagle, the writer for the animated Lord of the Rings screenplay, is better known as the author for this fantasy novel.
Well, that's one that I actually do know. Does anyone else know that too?
If you shout it out, we disqualify you immediately.
It's called The Far Edge.
The Far Edge. Lex says it's The Far Edge. Do you agree or disagree with that answer?
I'll give benefit of the doubt and agree.
Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. Lex is clearly going to be one who uses his confidence to convince you of the wrong answer. The correct answer was The Last Unicorn. You guys, oh, I see there's some gasps in the back. You didn't know Peter Beagle wrote The Last Unicorn? What an excellent, excellent novel. Also, a really great animated film. Keep that in mind.
So that's an O, or that's just a nothing? They don't get it.
Nothing.
They just.
That's enough.
That's a nothing.
They get nothing.
Okay.
You lose. Good day, sir. You failed to get the center spot. So, Dustin, player number 2, you are O. Where would you like to go?
Mike left.
Mike,
No, I'm
on
still
the
here.
left.
I haven't left yet. I'm still here.
It's only a matter of time. Mike, despite having the code name of Cyclops, the founding member of the X-Men, Scott Summers, was known by this nickname for the first 3 issues. What nickname was that?
Options, please.
It's never gonna happen, Mike.
It's all I want in life. But as a huge fan of everything, comic books and whatnot, it was Red Eye.
Red Eye. Dustin, do you agree or disagree with Mike's answer? The original name for Cyclops in the first 3 issues of X-Men.
I'm gonna disagree?
Gonna disagree. Are you sure?
Not 100%, but it's what I'm going with.
Okay.
I'm hurt.
Well, you made the right choice because that was not the correct answer. The answer was Slim. So O
Gets
to
the
the
square.
lower left. Good job. We're coming back around to player number 1. Where do you want to go?
Greg left.
Greg on the left.
You lost your confidence in me, huh? Okay.
You betrayed him.
They'll come back around, I
Center
promise.
square, I'm telling you, that's the one you want.
Greg, what anime movie contains a scene of a sideways sliding motorcycle that is often visually referenced in other media?
Akira.
Just going straight forward, Akira. All right, do you agree or disagree with that?
Agree.
When you're right, and you are right.
That's
The answer
right.
is Akira. The sideways sliding motorcycle that's referenced in other media comes from Akira. So we're going to put an X up there in the upper left-hand corner, and we're going to go back to Dustin. Dustin, where do you want your next O to go?
Lex Center.
Lex in the center.
All right.
Take 2.
Listen, your confidence may have been shaken, but Lex holds the strategic center here. I get
That's
it.
right.
Lex, this is going to be a multiple choice question.
Oh,
In what unusual way did characters in both Charles Dickens's Bleak House and Mark Twain's Life on the Mississippi die? So, same death method in both cases. Was the answer A, anvil to the head, B, bathtub drowning, C, spontaneous human combustion, or D, yak attack?
Yak?
Yak
attack?
like the animal.
That
Not
would
not a very talkative
That would
person.
be anvil to the head.
Anvil to the head is what Lex says. Do you agree or disagree with that? What do you think?
I'm going to disagree again.
What's your basis for disagreeing? This is a multiple choice. This is a very good way to get the right answer in there.
Bathtub drowning just sounds more plausible to me.
So you think it's bathtub drowning, and that's why you are disagreeing? Yeah. Okay. Lex says anvil to the head. Do you disagree? You have made the right choice, and it was not anvil to the head.
What was it?
It wasn't
Spontaneous
bathtub
human
drowning
combustion.
either. It was actually spontaneous human combustion.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you know that?
We don't have a lot of
I
classical
watched the
literature
PBS
readers in
version.
here, I see.
Wow.
Don't remember Peter Beagle writing The Last Unicorn. Don't remember spontaneous human combustion and Mark Twain novels. Bunch of illiterates, except for you, Sherlock.
Oh, you're going to have to block now.
I'm sorry, what are you, the drug dog? I thought it was I thought she was McGruff the crime dog, okay? I don't know, let's tell you. Say no to drugs. Okay. So, Dustin here has managed to take the center and is well positioned to go for 3 in a row. So, player number 1, are we going for the block? Are we going to be talking to Greg on the right?
We're going to be going for Greg for the right.
Greg on the right for the block. Greg. What? Oh, okay. What is the first game that came bundled with Microsoft Windows that didn't involve playing cards? Greg, you're old enough to remember this. I know it.
Well, actually, I knew the Bleak House one. This is not my area of expertise, but I'm going to guess it was the infamous E.T. video game.
So Greg says it was the ET video game, the first video game to be bundled with Microsoft Windows that did not involve playing cards. Are you going to agree, or are you going to disagree with that?
Disagree.
Disagree. Do you have any particular reason? Do you just not trust Greg? What's going on?
No, I just think of other games like 3D Spaceball, Pin Cadet, and other things.
3D pinball. You think that's the first game that was bundled with Windows?
Probably not.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's fair. And you are correct to disagree because that was not the right answer. So we're going to go ahead, and the block is successful. The correct answer to that question was Minesweeper. Minesweeper is the first game bundled with Windows that does not involve cards.
Love that game.
Okay, we have to take another strategy here. Are you going to be talking to Greg now, or are you going to go for the block?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Greg Center.
All right, Dustin going for Greg in the center for the block. Greg, this is a multiple choice question.
I feel so
leaving.
privileged.
Goodbye.
In the Spanish language version of Hercules, what celebrity lent their voice for the titular character? This is Disney's Hercules. Was it A, Antonio Banderas, B, Mark Anthony, C, Enrique Iglesias, or D, Ricky Martin? Who voiced Hercules in Disney's Hercules in the Spanish version?
Well, if we're going for demigods, we have to go for Antonio Banderas.
I like that argument. That's a great argument for me. Audience, what do you think? That sounds like a reasonable argument, right? The question, though, is, Dustin, do you agree or disagree?
I think I'm going to agree.
You agree that Antonio Banderas voiced Hercules. All right. Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer, and you fail to block.
Who was it, Ricky Martin?
The correct answer was Ricky Martin. Okay, player number one.
Yeah, I knew it.
Are you going to go for the win?
Yeah, let's do it. Greg said.
Greg in the center for the win. Greg, at the age of 7, Drew Barrymore shot to stardom with the release of what movie?
I feel like I should call home to get this answer, but I am going to say E.T. again.
Yeah.
You know, Greg, I feel like your obsession with E.T. is leading people astray here. Player number one, Greg says E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Is that the movie that allowed Drew Barrymore to shoot to stardom? Do you agree with that, or do you disagree? For the win. Think closely here. The pressure is on. Use your psychic powers to see if Greg is lying. You disagree. You fool! For once, Greg was telling the truth. It was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. All right, we're going to be throwing it back to Dustin. Dustin, what do you think? Do you want to go somewhere else? Do you want to talk to someone else?
Or block.
You want to go for the block?
Yeah, I think just to try and, not lose on next round, I'm going to go for the block again.
All right, we're going for the block. Greg in the center.
I feel like I'm on the hot seat here.
Greg, this is a multiple choice question. Just to rub it in a little bit more. In the classic Looney Tunes series, Bugs Bunny was paired up with several characters in different shorts. Which of the following characters was Bugs never pitted against? Was it A, Marvin the Martian, B, Pepe Le Pew, C, the Tasmanian Devil, or D, Wile E. Coyote? Which of these has he never been pitted against in the Looney Tunes original series?
Well, this answer stinks, but I will say Pepe Le Pew.
I love Greg's turn of phrase. You can tell he writes books for a living. He's got expert prose, and it still holds that key element of ambiguity. That means Dustin still has to think about this. I can smell the smoke.
I'm going to disagree.
You're going to disagree that it was not Pepe Le Pew. All right. Or I'm sorry. You're disagreeing that it is Pepe Le Pew. All right. Greg knows a lot more about Looney Tunes than you do. It was Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew is the only one of those four that has not gone up against Bugs Bunny in the original Looney Tunes series.
The better option.
Who did you think it was?
Wiley just sounded like.
Like, based on what I remember from my younger years of occasionally watching Looney Tunes.
You know, they got that new. How old are you? We got that new Acme movie coming out with Wile E. Coyote, right? Like a courtroom drama. I'm excited about that.
It may well be that I had an age advantage here.
All right, we're coming back. Player number one, are we still going for the win?
Yes.
Third time's the charm. All right, Greg, we're coming back to you again. The Full Body Project was a 2007 book of full-figured women in a boudoir setting. Am I allowed to read this? What famous sci-fi actor was the photographer for this project?
The only logical answer is Leonard Nimoy.
Greg is really on the ball with these answers. And I feel like He's really good at leaving you wondering if he's being serious or not. So player one, this is for the win. You have to get this right this time. Otherwise, you may as well just throw it out the window. So, do you agree or disagree with Greg?
I'm going to trust him on this one. Agree.
Your faith was well placed for once. Player number one, it was Leonard Nimoy. And that will give player number one the win. So, guys, thanks for playing. That concludes our first round. You each are going to get a prize here. Good job. Get out of here. We're going to clear the board and set it up for two more players. Give them a big round of applause, everybody. Especially player number one, who went by a Discord handle that I could not pronounce. All right.
Nope. No gears are spinning.
Who would like to play next? McGruff the Crime Dog, come on up. McGruff the Crime Dog, and since we have a crime fighter, we need a criminal, so I'm going to take the guy in the hat. It's from Lupin the Third. Give me a break. All right.
Jigen.
Jigen, move over. One seat. There you go. Leave a gap here, my goodness. All right, so you guys can choose whether to go by your character name or by your real name. So player number one, what are we going to call you today? Do not give me a Discord handle. Unless that Discord handle is McGruff the Crime Dog.
We're gonna go with Dazai.
Dazai, all right, Dazai, player number one. And player number two, what are we going to call you?
Well, what do you think? What do you think they call me?
All right. So we got Dazai and Jigen, right? Okay, those are our two players, and we're going to get started here. Now I'm going to actually flip a coin because I remember where my coins are. But since McGruff the Crime Dog, since you have the superior cosplay in this instance, you get to call it. Ready? Go. Unfortunately, it's heads. You pick X's or O's. All right, Jigen will be taking X, and you will be going first. Where would you like to go? Give me the celebrity name and left, right, or center.
All right. Since it humors me, Lex left.
Lex on the left, not going for the center. Okay, interesting start of a strategy.
Wow.
Lex, here's your question. What was the first soft drink or soda that was enjoyed in space? Outer space, if it needs to be said.
Well,
Cyberspace.
I remember it because it rhymes with my last name. It's Tang.
Lex says Tang because it's a kick in a glass.
I'll agree.
You want to agree?
Yes.
Unfortunately, that is not correct. It is not Tang. The correct answer was Coca-Cola. So, Dazai, we're coming over to you. The board is still clear, open. You can take any approach or strategy you think will be beneficial for tic-tac-toe. Where are you going?
Greg left.
Greg on the left. Greg, the maker of champions. Greg, the truth sayer. Greg never balks at his own answers. This is a multiple choice question, Greg. What actress has been in The Batman, Wayne's World, and 50 Shades of Grey series? Again, am I allowed to read this? The options are A, Drew Barrymore, B, Kim Basinger, C, Michelle Pfeiffer, or D, Tia Carrera.
Schwing. Tia Carrera.
He says Tia Carrera. Are you going to agree or disagree with that answer? Is Tia Carrera the one who has been in each of those series, Batman, Wayne's World, and 50 Shades of Grey? Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Disagree. Out of curiosity, is this a random choice on your part, or are you making are you using elevated brain logic to come to this conclusion?
I don't actually know.
That's how you fight crime, because that was the correct choice to make. The correct answer was Kim Basinger, was in all three of those series, not Tia Carrera. So you are on the board. Jigen, We're coming back to you. How do you want to respond after completely throwing that first move?
It wasn't me who threw. I'll go center.
Lex in the center. All right.
All right.
Lex, during the initial broadcast of the anime school days, the final episode was deemed inappropriate for TV, and the station broadcasted this instead.
And
What
that
did
one, I do know this one. And they broadcast an episode of Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. So an episode of Full Metal Alchemist in place of the final episode of School Days. Do you agree or disagree with Lex in this case?
I'll still trust the partner. Yes.
You agree. Lex is the great deceiver. Jigen, you've been around the block. How do you not know that the correct answer would have been a picture of a boat?
It's my favorite episode of anime. Excuse me.
It's a nice boat, guys. Jigen, you're throwing it away. This is why you get caught in the end. All right.
He never gets
Where are
caught.
we going, player number 1?
Greg center.
We're sticking with Greg and going to the center. We're going to line them up.
Easily blocked.
Greg, unlike in the actual movie where he said the famous ad-lib, "I'm Batman," what was the scripted line for Michael Keaton to say? So in place of what he actually said, which is, "I'm Batman," what was he scripted to say?
I am vengeance.
It says, "I am vengeance." Do you agree or disagree?
Agree.
You agree with that one. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for you this time, Crime Fighter. The correct answer is actually, "I am the knight." That was what Michael Keaton was scripted to say before going to, "I'm Batman." Arguably more iconic. Where do you want to go, Jigen?
Is the next choice multiple choice?
Yes, please.
Maybe.
Let's go Mike center.
Mike in the center.
You've lost your faith in me, haven't
The next
you?
question
Okay.
is multiple choice.
Mike, your question is, what 4-letter word... You all right? Make sure no one's dying over there. What 4-letter word that is normally not censored was Beavis and Butthead banned from saying?
A, B, C, D. Oh, no. You're not giving me choices? You know, I am here for the choices here.
It's never gonna happen.
But is the correct answer.
But,
With
So-
2 T's. So let's make sure we correct that here. You did say a 4-letter word.
I did say 4-letter word. All right. So it's the word that Beavis and Butthead was banned from saying, but do you agree or disagree with Mike?
I disagree.
You disagree. I'm curious, why do you disagree? Do you know what the answer is?
Well, I mean, no, but I feel like the title will be completely different then.
That is a sound amount of reasoning. So, you made the right choice. The correct answer for the word that Beavis and Butthead was banned from saying is fire.
Fire.
Fire! So, you finally get on the board, Jigen. Congratulations. Give Jigen a round of applause. 3rd time's the charm. Dazai, we're back to you. Where would you like to go? The world is your oyster, really, at this point.
Right.
Greg on the right. Greg on the right. Greg, the people trust you. Greg, in the episode The Man Trap, the crew of the Starship Enterprise ran into a creature with vampire-like qualities. But instead of blood, what did this vampire-like creature suck from the poor red-shirted crew members?
Can you pass the salt, please? Salt.
Greg says salt. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Agree.
You agree that it was salt. That is the right choice. It was, in fact, salt that the vampires sucked from the red shirts. So, you're finally well-positioned to potentially lock this up. Jigen, what do you think? Are we going to be talking to Greg? Are we going for the block, or do you want to strike out on your own here?
Let's get to Greg.
Well, it's going to Greg in the center for the block. Greg, this is a multiple choice question.
Still waiting.
In 1963, Sidney Poitier became the first African-American man to win an Academy Award. In 1982, the second African-American man won an Academy Award. Who was it? Was it A, Billy D. Williams? Was it B, Denzel Washington, C, Eddie Murphy, or D, Louis Gossett Jr.?
I believe it was Louis Gossett Jr. for An Officer and a Gentleman.
For an officer and a gentleman, Louis Gossett Jr. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I'll agree.
You want to agree? Have you seen An Officer and a Gentleman?
Not.
Like I said, I'm old.
Media literacy, kids. It's worth tracking down winners because you are correct, and that was the winner. Louis Gossett Jr. was the second African-American man to win an Academy Award for his role in An Officer and a Gentleman. And the block is complete. Now, Dazai, are you also going to go for the block? Or are we going to be talking to Lex?
Yeah.
All right, Lex in the center. Lex, your question is, the soundtrack for this movie, the soundtrack for his movie contains 7 songs from this artist. Obviously, Stitch is obsessed with who?
Let me think about that for a second.
Oh, he's got to think about it, which means you have to think about this.
Is it Drake? No, sorry.
We got that new movie coming
just
out,
kidding.
so this answer is important.
No, it wasn't. No, that wasn't my answer. That wasn't my answer. It would be Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, do you agree or disagree with that, Dazai?
No.
Lex has a whole Neil Diamond playlist.
Emphatically no. And you made the correct choice, McGruff, because the answer was Elvis Presley. So the block is complete, and we have to go to yet another potential line. But of course, on the bright side, you have 2 potential wins coming up. So, Jigen, you got to make a choice here. Where are we going to go? Sadly, they both end with Mike.
Yeah.
Luckily, they both have multiple choice.
Let's go, Mike. Right.
Mike on the right. Mike, your question is, while still highly controversial today for very different reasons, for the first decade of the 21st century, what was the most banned book series in America?
It's still really controversial now. I actually had a whole conversation about this walking past the bookstore just a few blocks, and while not banned all over the place, Harry Potter was banned in quite a lot of locations across the country.
Mike says Harry Potter. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I'll disagree.
You didn't read a lot growing up, did you? Nah, Mike is absolutely correct, and that means you did not get on the board to make the block because Harry Potter, for completely different reasons, was in fact banned in a number of places in the United States and was the most banned book series of the early 21st century.
Because of witchcraft.
I knew that one.
Witchcraft. All right, Dazai. You want to go for the win? Where are you going for the win? Go for the win.
Mike, right?
Mike on the right. Mike, Superbook, or Anime Oyako Gekijo, was an anime series where characters explored stories from this book that is popular in Western culture. What is the book?
Exploring stories. Like tales, like mysteries, like
Yeah, I don't know.
Like A, B, C, D.
Maybe it is-
Where's my multiple choice question after all these years?
The Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's where all those questions are from? Okay, now I understand where you get all your answers. But this was actually a little bit of controversial anime because it was based off of the Bible.
The Bible?
The Bible.
The Bible. All right. Do you agree or disagree with that?
We'll agree.
Dazai takes the round because it was in fact based on the Bible. That's Superbook for you, everybody.
That one.
Give Dazai a big round of applause. You have so many marks compared to Jean. Oh, boy. All right, so thanks, guys, so much for playing. And now it's time for another round. Who would like to play? At least one more. And then it's just going to depend. All right, Goku, let's go. Sure. I'll pick someone from over here. Make sure some people get the attention. You in the back. In the back. Yes, you. You. Yes. Specifically you. Come on up. All right. We're going to introduce our new players here. Hustle, 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 unlike your reading career. Player number 1, what are we going to call you?
Goku.
Of course. That's fine. Yeah, Goku. All right, player number 2, what are we going to call you?
Becca.
Nice to meet you, Becca. Goku, Becca, wave to our celebrity guests. Becca, you call it. It is heads. Would you like to be X's or O's? All right, X's. Becca's going first. She will be X. And I need you to pick a space on the board. Give me the name of the celebrity guest and left, center, or right.
Greg left, please.
We're starting with Greg, fan favorite, right here. Minister of truth. Never leads you astray. Greg, your question, what was the first anime movie to win an Oscar?
Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke. He's just coming right out the gate with an answer. What do you think, Becca? Yes or no? Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
You're just coming straight out of it. Like are you mirroring Greg's energy? Why are you disagreeing?
Isn't it the motorcycle? What is that?
The motorcycle one. That one. Yeah, Akira. Totally. Okay. Well, your response is the good one. You get to go up on the board for that. It was not Princess Mononoke. The correct answer is actually Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Mm. Spirited Away is the first
knew that
anime
one.
movie to receive an Oscar. Yes. The first one.
Asking those questions that I know to other people.
I mean, it helps when they finally create a category for Best Animated Feature because everyone was against Beauty and the Beast winning. So, that's a whole different story. Don't worry about that. It's just trivia. All right. Goku. Great. You didn't even wait for me to give you the microphone. Okay, Goku, come on. Hold it in for just a little bit. Usually you take 3 whole episodes to answer. So give me, where do you want to go?
Greg, right.
Greg on the right. Greg, your question is, what restaurant fired Scott Lang in the film Ant-Man?
Well, ants, food. Subway sandwich.
Greg says that Scott Lang was fired from Subway in the first Ant-Man film. Do you agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Any reasoning? You just blowing it out there, going Super Saiyan, just not thinking about it, blow up half the planet, and then think about it? What are we going?
I did watch the movie Ant-Man. I do believe it was an ice cream shop of some sort.
Just an ice cream shop of some sort. Well, the response is good, so you get to go up on the board. The correct answer was Baskin-Robbins is the non-specified generic ice cream shop that you couldn't remember. Baskin-Robbins, Okay, we're going back to Becca. Becca, where would you like to go?
Lex Center, please.
Lex in the center. Lex, your question is, in the 1989 Batman movie, Vicky Vale manages to do what a total of 23 times in that film?
Somersault.
Lexa somersault. Do you agree or disagree?
I'll agree.
No. You've never seen a Batman movie? Especially not the original Batman movie?
It's probably Scream, but...
Wow! Good job!
Now, the original Batman movie is 66, not 89.
Thank you. That was the first movie I ever saw in the theater, I'll have you know.
We're wrong.
I like how you intuitively knew the answer, but still agreed. That's just amazing.
It was Scream?
Because the right answer was Scream. You wanted to believe that Lex was right. You wanted to believe that Vicky Vale somersaulted 23 times. You wanted to believe in a world where celebrities would always tell you the truth, but then you saw a skin cream commercial. All right. Disgusting. Goku, where do you want to go?
Mike left.
Mike on the left. Mike, your question is, in his game debut, Mario was originally employed as a what?
So it wasn't until the third game that Mario was actually a plumber. But at the time, they still needed a job for it, and Mario was a convenience store cashier.
Mike says that Mario was a convenience store cashier. Do you agree or disagree?
I will say disagree.
That hurts. That's a lot.
They don't trust you, Mike.
That's because you don't give me multiple choice questions, so they don't trust you.
You're getting real uppity about that multiple choice stuff. All right, you go up on the board because the correct answer was carpenter.
Just want to ask, that's Mike on the left, correct?
That was Mike on the left, yes. Becca. Oh boy. You got only one choice.
That's right.
Lex in the center for the block.
Okay, I got to really think about this
Lex, the main character of this Disney film, has the fewest lines.
now. That's Lilo and Stitch. So, Stitch, is it? Stitch.
He says it's Stitch. Do you agree or disagree? Why are you so confident? You're like, I'm going to Lex. I believe what Lex says, so why are you doubting that in Lilo and Stitch, Stitch is the character that has the fewest lines of a main character?
Because he's got quite a few lines.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have the fewest. He doesn't talk that much, mostly he screams.
I feel like
He does a lot of somersaults, I think, in that film.
I'm going with.
All right, we're
it's
solid
wrong.
on this.
Yes,
You disagree.
Yes, I disagree.
All right, you get the block because
Yes.
the correct answer is actually Dumbo. He doesn't talk, guys.
I'm pretty sure Old Yeller didn't have any lines either, okay?
Oh, there was one right there at the end. Arf.
Yeah.
More than Dumbo.
Oh. All right, are we going for the block, Coke?
Yes, Mike right.
Mike on the right. You know what, Mike? I feel bad. I feel so bad about this cycle of violence we have together, this animosity over multiple choice. So you know what? I'm going to give you a multiple choice question. Forget this card. Forget this card. Here we go, Mike.
No card?
No, we don't need a card
Okay.
for this. Here's a multiple choice question for you.
Oh, no.
How many official appearances has Manly Battleships made at Setsukon? Is it A, 3, B, 2, C, 1, or D, 0? Dig into your history and figure that one out. How many? Is it A, 3, B, 2, C, 1, or D, 0?
As the official historian of Setsukon, it was about 20, I believe, that was the option, but that was not one of the options you gave me, so therefore I will go with 0.
Mike says it's 0. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I will say disagree.
You disagree. And you know what, Goku? I have supreme faith in your reasoning because you would think that we would have 20 official appearances at Setsukon like Mike supposed, but the answer is in fact 0. So nothing for you. We're going back to Becca. There you go, Mike. Multiple choice questions.
I appreciate it.
Right?
Maybe we'll make that number 1 because of that.
Let's hope so. Becca, where are we going? I've been literally sitting on that joke for 2 years. Anyway.
I know this is awful. Am I X's or O's? I don't even remember.
My X's and O's.
X.
Your X's. You have a chance to win
Mike
here.
on the right for the win. Okay. Mike, your question is, in 2009, Erwin Biekveld created an infectious mashup song that repeated what line from Lord of the Rings?
We're going to Mordor.
We're going to Mordor. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I disagree, because it's they're taking hobbits to Isengard.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard? They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. That's correct. And your response is correct. So you go up on the board, and you take the victory. Good job, Becca. Great work. Thanks, both of you, for playing. Guys, one more big round of applause for our players. That's okay, buddy. All right, we got time for one more. So who wants to be my players? Who wants to be my players? We'll take you, and we'll take you with the cat ears on your hat. Yeah, that. Or rat ear. I can't tell. What kind of hat is that? Oh, it's a Inosuke. Okay, yeah. There we go. It's like cute. See, Inosuke.
It looks very comfy.
As if he needs to be cuter. Move one over for me. Thank you. All right. We're going to introduce our new players for what is likely our final round, unless you guys are extremely fast. So player number one, what are we going to call you?
Catwoman.
Catwoman? Works for me. Catwoman and?
Victoria.
Victoria. Nice to meet you. Wave to our celebrity guests. Catwoman and Victoria. We're going to flip a coin to decide which of you goes first. And since last time we went with player one calling it, sorry, actually no, last time we went with player two. So player one, you get to call it this time. Call. Heads. Victoria, you're first. Do you want to be X's or O's? All right. Victoria, you are the X. Where would you like to go? Give me the name of the celebrity guest, and left, center, or right.
Lex left.
Lex on the left. Lex, your question is, Chinese checkers was actually created in what country?
Italy.
Why do you know that?
Well, there used to be marbles originally, and it was, they had a lot of marble in Italy, and that's how they started with doing marbles. It actually started with rocks, but then it became marbles, and then it became like the star symbol, and then they brought it over to China after.
You learn something new every day, everybody. Do you agree or disagree that it's Italy?
I agree.
You agree? Lex is the master of deception over here. Victoria, you have failed to get on the board. The correct answer was actually Germany. Chinese checkers was invented in 1892 in Germany. All right, Catwoman, where are we going?
Playing against each other, right? Isn't that the
Mike
idea?
center.
Mike in the center. Mike.
Catherine, you don't have faith in me to do that?
Hey, I'm Italian. I agree with him.
Yeah.
Mike, your question is, the trained crow named Magic was used in every movie of this franchise. Which movie franchise was it?
You're making me answer the exact same franchise again? It was Harry Potter. You didn't see the little crow in the corner? Right outside of Hogwarts, there's a crow.
Mike says that the series was Harry Potter for all the movies the actual crow named Magic appeared in. Do you agree or disagree?
Disagree?
Do you have any particular reason, Catwoman? You just intuition? It's just because you don't like Mike's hat? You're sure, though? You're absolutely positive you don't agree. Okay. Well, you go up on the board because the correct answer was the crow. Crow named Magic appeared in every movie of the original Crow franchise. Okay, we're coming back over to Victoria. Now, Victoria, I know you've been bruised. I know your faith may have been shaken, but I don't think that should prejudice you against selecting any of our guest celebrities here.
Center square.
Where do you want to go?
I'll do Greg center.
Greg in the center.
You really have lost faith in me, haven't you? Okay.
The doors are sticky. We were told to use violence, by the way.
Fantastic. Greg, your
All
question
you have to do
is
disagree.
What is the name of Peter Quill's ship in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Well, he's an old, time 70s dude, so of course, Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar. Do you agree or disagree that Pat Benatar is the name of Peter Quill's ship in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
I agree.
You agree. We're seeing a trend here with Becca. Unfortunately, Becca has failed to get on the board again because the correct answer is Milano, not Pat Benatar. Like the cookie brand.
You just agree too much, I think, for just.
Yeah, I believe Benatar was the second ship.
Well, at least someone's thinking. Okay, Catwoman, where are we going?
Lex Center.
Lex in the center. Lex, your question is...
Got this one.
It's not a multiple choice question.
Okay.
What did Toy Biz ironically declare about X-Men toys in order to pay cheaper import taxes on them?
That they were not violent.
Lex says because they were not violent, that's what they said in order to get cheaper import taxes. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
You agree. Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. So you fail to get more on the board. The correct answer
Haven't
was...
you learned anything in these 3 games yet? Anybody?
Remember the irony aspect. The correct answer was they declared that the toys were not human.
Because they were mutants. They weren't
They
human.
were mutants. They weren't human toys. All right. Where would you like to go this time, Becca?
Lex Center.
Yes.
Lex in the center.
All right.
Lex, this is a multiple choice question.
Oh, good.
The music video for the Billy Ocean song, When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Get Going, was briefly banned from British TV. Why? Was it because of A, nudity, B, mimed instruments, C, illegal dance moves, or D, Danny DeVito's height?
Well, I remember this, and it was illegal dance moves. They were thrusting their pelvis pretty hard on this video.
The BBC does have some pretty strict rules at times. So, Becca, what do you think? Do you agree with Lex that it was illegal dance moves that caused this music video to be briefly banned from British TV? Do you agree or disagree with that?
I have to disagree.
You don't trust Lex anymore? Is that what you're saying?
I don't trust you no more, no. I'm sorry.
That's your only instinct on this question.
Right now, yeah.
You made the right choice, and Becca is now on the board. The correct answer was mimed instruments, because mimed instruments were against union rules at the time.
Oh, those unions.
Good job.
Okay, Catwoman. Where do you want to go?
Mike left.
Mike on the left. Mike. Gwyneth Paltrow was surprised to see this actor during her filming on Avengers Endgame. Since they didn't share screen time before, she had not realized he was even in the MCU. I will take either the actor or the character name for this.
So it was, the character name was Bruce Banner or Hulk. They did not share pretty much any screen time up until that point.
Do you agree or disagree?
Disagree. Disagree.
You're going to disagree. And that's going to get you another mark on the board because the correct answer was Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. The Gwyneth Paltrow did not share any screen time with prior to Avengers Endgame. We're getting close. What do you think, Becca? Are we going for the block? Are we going to take Mike again?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, Mike on the right. Mike, your question is, the 1994 movie The Crow is set in what city?
The Crow was set right in Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston, Massachusetts. Do you agree or disagree, Becca?
I
The place where The Crow is located.
I've never watched it, so...
Ah!
You never saw
Not the
original
old
Crow?
one, not the new one.
Please, not the
none
new
of them.
one.
All right.
Please.
The new one.
So,
See the old
sorry,
one.
are we agreeing or disagreeing? Boston, Massachusetts.
I'll agree.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, you do not get the block. You were too trusting of the guy in the hat. The correct answer was Detroit. The Crow takes place in Detroit.
That's unfortunate.
Catwoman, are we going for the win?
I'm going for the win.
Catwoman's going for the win, everybody. Get excited. This might be the last one. You guys ready? Lend Catwoman your energy. All right, Catwoman. Mike on the right. Mike, your question is... Can I read this? Oh, boy. Okay. You know him for comics, but Stan Lee also wrote an important manual for the Army in World War II on what health subject?
It was how to safely eat their ration packs. One of the issues they had during World War I was a lot of the times they would just rip open the ration packs, which would then dump all over the very disgusting trenches, and a lot of soldiers then got sick. So in World War II, there was a manual to make sure that they were opening them so that they opened on top of the cloth, so that everyone would be eating a healthy and sanitary, or as sanitary as it can be, meal.
In other words, how to safely open field rations.
Correct.
All right, so he says that Stanley wrote a manual on how to safely open field rations. Do you agree or disagree?
Disagree?
Well, I mean, this is the last one. Why are you disagreeing?
I'm not trusting anyone on this.
You're not trusting anybody.
We've answered so many correct questions.
But what if he gave the right answer for once? All right, that's the way you want to do it. So you disagree with Mike, and that's going to get you the win, Catwoman. Stan Lee did write an army manual, but it was for sexually transmitted diseases.
I actually knew that.
All right. So, guys, we are
Excelsior.
almost out of time, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and give you each a prize. Thank you so much for playing, guys. Give one big round of applause for Becca and Catwoman, our final players. Guys, it's been wonderful having you along here. Can I get a big round of applause for our guests, Mike, Lex, and Greg? Did you guys have fun? If you did, give it a nice loud hell yeah. Would you like to see Selfie Squares again in the future?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what to do. You just have to let the convention know that you enjoyed Manly Battleships programming, and in particular, Selfie Squares. I'm Max with Manly Battleships. Also in the room up there is Streak, our tech guy. We got Babs over here doing some cosplay. We also have an intern. This is Erica. Give them all a big round of applause as well. Check out manlybattleships.com and all of our associated social media networks for content of all types. We got a bunch of other stuff going on tonight. If you're of age, we are hosting the 21 Plus special tonight, and there's a couple of other panels on Saturday and one on Sunday as well. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your Zenkaikon, and we hope to see you at some of the additional events we have lined up this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Come to our
One
tables.
more round of applause for our celebrity guests.
Woo!
Awesome. Thank you, guys.